What nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's anime nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Kakegurui Season 1, Episode 11. I am so sorry this video is late. I should have had this video recorded and uploaded on Saturday, but by the time I went to bed, it wasn't available. And Sunday is football time, so I don't do shit on Sundays, especially since I'm going to be streaming for over 12 hours a day. Anyway, so where we're starting off in the manga, if you're following along, and I'm kind of surprised we're starting off here, but whatever, is chapter 26, page 2. So where it ends, and this is a 38-second mark, we're going to go back to chapter 25, is on page 4, excuse me. So where we're jumping back to in chapter 25 is basically where we left off, which is page 30. I know it's a small thing to complain about, but I kind of wish they would have done it anyway. So this is on page 32, when Sumeragi is going through her little spiel. When she says there's no way the president would ever accept that, she's not that forgiving of a leader, what they do is they do a close-up of her eye, but like in the manga what they do is they do the silhouette. They have the silhouette, just her face blacked out. So I wish they would have done that instead. It would have been a lot cooler. But I gotta also talk about this. When Sumeragi says, nothing wrinkles me, I'm reading the manga dialogue, nothing wrinkles me more than you messing with me, and this is at the 55-second mark, the face, like where the hair's laying out is really good, and you have the right shading where you can't see her eye. This is what I've been looking for with Kakegurui when it comes to like especially facial expressions. We've been having this kind of problem. And it looks good. I am very, very happy so far. I'm hoping the rest of this episode is going to be good. It's getting me hyped. Wow. Okay, I have to talk about this because I love it. It is matching the manga perfectly, facial expression-wise. And this is at the 1 minute 7-second mark. And this is on page 33 of the manga when when Sumeragi is saying, because we're exactly the same, I need to defeat you. And I know, I'm reading the manga dialogue, but fuck it. The facial expression is just so perfect. The only thing I would have to gripe about a little bit is the eyebrows. The eyebrows are a little too thin. I'm very curious what you guys... I know it's a small thing to bitch about, but when I say I want it to match, I want it to match. And it's pretty close. It's just the eyebrows are just a little too thin. And I wish it would have had a little bit more texture. I know that's a stupid thing to bitch about, but sorry. And I like that we're where it's cutting off to go into the opening song. Perfect placement, guys. And I need to mention this. I should have mentioned it sooner. But in the beginning of the episode, what the president is basically doing, this is like, and I kind of don't understand why they're doing this, because we're not going to get to the student council elections. We're not getting there this season. I know that for a fact. But I just find it interesting that they decided to show that scene in particular because of what's going on right now in the manga. So I just wanted to point that out. This part was skipped at the bottom of page 33, and I don't understand. They could have had MANYUDA say this like before the opening song, which was very well, I'll crush you just like Jabami. I wish they would have had that. It would have been nice. But anyway, I still think that mask is just weird. Like the voice for the vice president is just really weird. I still don't know how to feel about it. Yeah, this part was definitely skipped, and this is on the bottom of page 34. Yeah, Suzui is just not getting any love. 131 chips against 100. They're almost even chip-wise. Yumiko could take him for all his chips even. But what happens after that? There's no money limit in this game. Could MANYUDA just add even more chips? That part was completely skipped. I just want to make sure this one other part of MANYUDA'S inner monologue skipped or not. Hold on. Yeah, this part, I'm sorry. I forgot this was still part of Suzui's thing and it still skipped. You would have to keep winning until MANYUDA finally exhausts his account. How long a winning streak would she need to end this? Let's see. Just want to see if MANYUDA'S inner monologue is skipped here. Just give me a sec. Yeah, this part was skipped on page 36. I don't see much in the way of motion on either of their faces. I suppose they aren't that stupid after all. That part was skipped, and that was on page 36. Let's see. Here we go. Wow. Okay, this part was skipped too, which was that, or she drew, I'm going to read it from the beginning here. Last time she, this is on page 38. Last time she was aiming for a straight with that move. This boosts her chances a bit. That, or she drew 2 pair or a full house. She could even be aiming for a straight, but her chances are slim for any of that. But a slim chance is still a lot more than no chance, and she's pulling the same move on me twice. Like, most of that was skipped. There was a little bit of it there, but it was skipped flat out, and that's annoying. Or no, the whole thing was skipped. I'm sorry. Page 38, the whole thing was skipped. It just went straight into page 39. Like, that's... I understand they're rushing. They are totally rushing. Commentary, a little bit of the commentary from the peanut gallery was skipped, but I don't mind it that much because the flow really works. Which is, dude, what are they thinking? MANYUDA is one thing, but Yumiko-chan's squandering her pot. Let's see. Yay, Suzui's inner monologue is here. Thank you. You skipped the first one, but you at least did this one, so Suzui's not completely forgotten. You go, Sumeragi. Tell MANYUDA show MANYUDA who's boss. You're not gonna tolerate his shit anymore, right, Sumeragi? They're almost at 2 billion. This is insane. Was skipped? So I guess this is a little bit of censorship because MANYUDA was supposed to, when he pushed back his glasses, he was going like this. He was flipping her the bird. He was doing a slick diss, and you guys didn't show it, and I feel like that's censorship. But let me just double check and make sure I'm right here. Yep. If you look at bottom of page 51, he's clear, like he is flipping her off while pushing up his glasses. And I feel like that's censorship. Why would you not have that? That's, ugh. Shocked expression on Sumeragi's face is perfect, but what would have been nice is to have like a negative contrast. That would have been a lot cooler, but I can't complain too much. Also, this part was skipped from the peanut gallery. I can't even laugh. 3 billion on a single poker hand. So at about the 7-minute 46-second mark, we are done with chapter 25. And wow, the rest of chapter 25 was actually pretty good. I can't complain too much. So now we're going back into chapter 26, and I'll give you the page number. Just give me a sec. So we are on page 5 of chapter 26 for those that are following along. Do you have any siblings? Sumeragi-san was skipped. So this part was skipped too, which was good then. The inheritance rights of a single daughter ought to be worth more. That was skipped, and that's on page 6, the top of page 6. Okay, we got some censorship going on here, because if you look at page 7, when they say a house pet until death, Sumeragi is naked. She is like stretched thin, and she's like being tortured and shit. And like you see her going through her life cycle, and see her as a crone too. Taken for everything you have for as long as you live. That part was skipped. But yeah, this was so fucking censored. This part was definitely censored, and I could understand why, because it is fucked up. It really is. I gotta talk about the 8-minute 29-second, 8-minute 30-second mark. Oh my god. And where this scene is on page 9 of chapter 26. It is beautiful. I love the color that they chose, which is like this red, that she's being dragged into hell by Yumiko. I fucking love it. This is anime. This was a great choice on the color scheme. I freaking love it. And the facial expression of Sumeragi is perfect. Like the pupils are basically not, I'm sorry. Yeah, the pupils aren't there. Like her iris is in the eye is basically the size of a pupil, or a pupil. It is fucking perfect. Oh my god. I really, really, really like this. And if you look at Yumiko as well, with her mouth open when she's talking, like, that is so creepy, and I was hoping we were going to get this last episode. But the only thing I have to complain about is that there's not, like, a dark shadow, like, over her face, like earlier what Sumeragi's eye was kind of blacked out. If they would have had, like, that dark shadow over Yumiko's face, it would have been fucking perfect. And I would not be giving you shit, anime. That's the only thing that is preventing from this scene being animated perfectly. It's just there's not enough of, like, a shadow on Yumiko's face. It's the only thing. It would have made it look so much cooler. But what you did is pretty damn good. And you're not the only one that has problems with that kind of technique that I'm talking about, with shading and shit. Made in Abyss have that problem with Ozen as well. Oh man, when Sumeragi is biting her nails off, this is so goddamn perfect. Like, and after, you know, she's saying that she's been dragged into hell, like, I wish there would have been more of a shattering effect, like in the manga, but I can't complain too much, because that would be expecting too much of this anime at this point. But damn, like, seeing, and this does happen in the manga, where she bites all her nails off. I'm telling you, when I went into reading this manga, I didn't think, going into this, I did not think it would be as fucked up as it is, but it really is fucked up. And this episode is titled The Girl Who Bets Her Life. And, this part was skipped. Just picture it. If Yumiko Jabami is doing this, it's in the bag. She can be council president, and I'll follow her. I'll rule the world. And to achieve that part was completely skipped, and that kind of bothers me. And this part was skipped on page 14 from Sumeragi. This time for sure, I'm making the bet. And, like, you were doing so well, anime, with Sumeragi's inner monologue. It was going really well, and then you just had to cut it off like this. But I guess, again, I'm expecting way too much from this anime. This part was definitely skipped. A house pet from the peanut gallery. A house pet for life if they lose? She ripped him out. Has she lost her mind? That part was skipped. And yes, Yumiko is getting off on this. She is. This was skipped as well. Hold on a second. Very true. Wow, Yumiko's one thing, but Sumeragi betting her life schedule? Where did the confidence to do that come from? And that was Suzui that was thinking that. But if you think about it, and I just realized this, Sumeragi ripping off her nails, because remember, that's what she did. If to her opponents that lost her, she ripped off and collected their nails. That's wow, it just says a lot. Again, we got censorship. Manyuda was supposed to flip them off, like slickly flip them off by going like this, like pushing his glasses off. Pushing his glasses up. It was like a slick bird, flipping the bird. And again, we don't have that. This was skipped when Yumiko says, now, don't be so stiff. That was skipped. What she's saying was skipped, and that was on page 20. But I gotta talk about something else here. When Yumiko's giving her little spiel, the shading that was done in, like, the movement was really, really good. And again, where was this earlier? And then, like, she's supposed to have, like, a blank face, like, her eyes aren't even supposed to be there. But I guess I'm just expecting too much out of this anime to be a really good manga to anime adaptation. Especially since when she's going into explaining the system and shit, I did not like. Well, I actually kind of like what they did. What they did was they, like, flashed back through all the gambling matches she has had. So I actually like what the anime is doing in that regard. So you get a pass for this one, anime, because usually you suck at explanations, and they are different from the manga, but I actually like how they did it this time. This was good. The president was in disguise as the vice president. Oh my god, the reveal was just so awesome. And now that I think about it, the voice changer and the mask makes a lot more sense, because I totally forgot about that. It's been a while since I've read this manga. I read this manga like back in June? Yeah, back in June is when I binge read this. So, oh man, that reveal was just awesome. She instead of tada though, she's like in the manga she said boo, which I thought was kind of funny. But I love the reactions were just so perfect, and it was in the right order too. The council president was skipped. She is a sadistic bitch. We already knew that when she wanted a human eye. But motherfucker, she is a sadistic bitch right now. Oh my god. But I gotta talk about freaking A, how page 27 of chapter 26 was adapted was just perfect. And I really like the look in Manyuda's eye. It is just perfect. It matches the manga just about perfectly. I don't know what it is with anime and sweat, but there's still not enough sweat. There should have been a little bit more sweat animated. Other than that, this is fucking perfect, and I really, really love it. This part was skipped. Yeah, what's so crazy about it? I mean, that part was skipped. But the inner monologue here is really done nicely. Okay. Here's the problem I have with, let me just double check and make sure that this was all on page 28. Hold on. I just want to make sure that I'm right here. So what was said instead was Sayaka said in the anime that she was here the whole time. But in the manga on page 29, she says she's thinking, well, this is part of the inner monologue. She's thinking, like, the president doesn't trust me at all. So, yeah, usually I don't have problems with word changes when it fits the context of the original writing in the manga. But here I kind of have to change. I have to make an exception. Or I can't make an exception for this. Because, seriously, because Sayaka's worried more about the president trusting her. So I don't understand why she is not mentioning that at all, but whatever. And patch up Itsuki's fingers was skipped. Wow, I'm really liking how they're jumping back to Manyuda's flashback here. Because I was surprised that we didn't see, because usually how it's been is we've been seeing like the flashbacks of how they grew up, like way, like near the beginning of the episode. But you know what? I really like how they're doing this. So where this is in the manga, and also in the anime, it's at the 13-minute, 47-second mark. And this is this is back in chapter 25 and starts on page 2. This is fucked up when his dad says, if you can't do this for me, be the, hold on a second, let me go back to page 2 here. Fuck. Stupid manga site. When he says here, his dad said, if you can't be the deputy secretary of the Ministry of Finance, then you're useless. You're worthless. And it sucks because, look, he wanted to be a pilot. He wanted to be a flight captain. Look, that's just sad. It's heartbreaking what he has to deal with. So now, and this ends at like the 14-minute, 19-second mark, and for the flashback. But I want to mention this too. I really like how it was shot. The background was really nice. I've been liking how they've been doing the flashbacks for some of the characters past. Like, it looks really gritty. I freaking love it. I love the color, and I feel so bad for little Manyuda. He needs to be protected. He needs to, but he's a total asshole right now. So anyway, let's jump back to where we were in chapter 26. So just give me a sec. Something that I wish they would have done, especially when I wish how they would, you know what, I don't mind that line wasn't there, but like when his dad said, when he says that he has absolutely no value, that he's worthless and shit, I wish they would have done like that negative contrast with him upside down. And that's the only thing that didn't work for me flashback wise, is the transition would have been so much cooler. And then you would have Manyuda said, then I have absolutely no value to anyone, and come out of the flashback. That would have been so fucking cool. But again, I am expecting too much of this anime. I don't understand why I keep doing it, but yes, I have I have too much of a high expectation for this anime. This is not My Hero Academia. This part was definitely skipped. Kaede, calm down. You're shaking, aren't you? This girl, whose fault do you think this is? Stop screwing around with us. This was completely skipped. Now I know for sure this girl has no right to rule over us. I'll have your, she gets off on spreading chaos wherever she goes. I'll make her pay for this. I'll have your head, then I'll be the ruler. I wish we would have gotten this. I really wish we would have gotten this coming out of the flashback. Because that would have been fucking cool, but whatever. I'm expecting too much of this anime. For real, Manyuda 2 from the Peanut Gallery is skipped. That was, oh man, that was such a burn, man. That was a burn on Suzui and Mary. But this part was skipped from Yumiko. Sumeragi, this hand hasn't been decided yet. We're finally at the point I've been waiting all this time for. What do you mean? Sumeragi-san, Manyuda-san, and me. The fate of 3 people's lives depends on this hand. How absurd this is. How foul and perverted. You can hardly stand it, can't you? Now we can all feel the rush together. This was all skipped. Come on. Why would you skip this? This part was skipped too. From Kaede. I've won this. I discarded a 2 and an 8. I'm clearly going for the strongest hand. That and Sumeragi sacrificed her very life on earning choice rights. They probably have a hand that'd win under weakest rules. There's a vanishingly low chance of having a strong hand after discarding a pair of queens. As long as I play it straight and don't get caught up in Yumiko Jabami's madness, I can win this. All you have to do is stick to the high road. It's time to decide. My choice is... And then it goes into... Yeah, that part was completely skipped. I understand why. They are rushing through the hell of this. And it really sucks because we're losing some of the mental struggle they're going through. And that kind of makes me mad. When the president says you can... I won't allow any of you to escape... I really like that they did the close-up of her face. That was just really good. Because what they did in the manga was different. They had like a, they were more far back. When she says, I will not allow any of you to escape, not at all. And like you could see the stage and everything. But I like that they just did the close-up on her face. That was really nice. And I love that her eyes are glowing. It's so cool. So, the end of chapter 26 was skipped and we just went straight into chapter 27. Do I think it was smart? It's okay. But I understand why, because they're going to have that dialogue in a minute. But this was skipped. If he's willing to bet 10 billion and up to earn the right to choose, yeah, they must have both thought they could win as long as they had that right. And now Manyuda stacked up the most money. That was skipped. And where it starts is about like the 16-minute mark as where chapter 27's adaptation starts. This was skipped. Don't cry, Sumeragi. Who could have known Manyuda would seize the right to choose with his own life? An absolute lock to win has turned into an absolute lock to lose. Was skipped. I wish they would have done like a little bit more darker tone when Manyuda was doing his inner monologue, because he has like this sinister, what he's talking about is really sinister, what he wants to do, but whatever. I'm just gonna, again, I'm expecting way too much. This part was skipped. Now, this is page 6. Now, are you all ready? In that case, it's supposed to be time for the showdown. She says showdown, but I gotta talk about this. How they did, when she says showdown, I love the close-up of the face and the blue tint. I think that's so freaking pretty. I like that. We're finally here. Whoa, 10 billion riding on one hand was skipped from the Peanut Gallery. Let's see. Yeah, this part was there. Yeah, here we go. This is where we're at. Comments from the Peanut Gallery were skipped. 3 8s. If she aimed for no hand, she's got no chance. She's screwed. That part was skipped. And that's on page 9, by the way. Oh, Tsuburagi! Oh, Tsuburagi played you. I fucking love when she's peeking from her eye, and Tsuburagi is peeking through her fingers like this. I love that brightness in her blue eyes. It's just so pretty. And the shading around it was just, the shading around her, perfect. Love it. This was skipped. Yeah, it's over. That was a 15 billion yen bet, and Yumiko-chan just won it. There was a lot of stuff skipped, but I'm not going to read it because this video is getting long enough as it is. But this, let me go in here. After all that gloating, you're a house pet now. Ain't that a shame, huh? That part was fucking skipped. Here we go. How the cracking is basically how MANYUDA'S world is shattering. I wish that we would have had this earlier. That's what I was talking about. When we were transitioning back from how Tsuburagi was thinking of Yumiko and she broke out of it. That's what I was thinking. That's what I wanted for that. But I really like that they're doing this effect because basically MANYUDA'S mind is fucking shattered. That's why I wish they would have had more of the inner monologues that were skipped. Because this is a cycle, not only, card game. This is psychological shit. There's a lot of fucked up psychological shit going on. Why? I wanted to see the transformation. I've been waiting for this all fucking season and you're not gonna show it? That's not fair. This part was skipped too. Whoa, look at that, MANYUDA. He's gone pure white. The plane was supposed to fly over, but then we were supposed to see MANYUDA like sitting like this, and his hair all white. And I understand the symbolism behind it. His dreams are flying away. It's just, oh, it's so freaking good. And the manga is. Close up the show, Yumemi. Someone take him to the nurse. Nice work. You've kept this exciting until the very end. Nice work, Kaede. That was all skipped. I'm so mad. Why did you skip that? That's like the best part. One of the best parts of the manga is seeing the full transformation of him going white. Are we, like, most of it was there. I'm not gonna lie, most of it was there. But you fucking skipped when after the plane flew and it just went like this. Like, I just don't understand. I wanted to see it so bad! I was waiting for it! I've been waiting all episode for it! And you're not gonna show it? Like, what the fuck? At least we're getting the close-up. I'm happy about that, but the thing is in the manga, when you saw that symbolism of the plane flying and just him just like going like this, that there's more power in it, and it's just annoying that we're skipping it. I don't like that, but MANYUDA'S hair and everything, it looks good. He's like in a for those that are curious, he's in a catatonic state. It is, I told you, this manga gets fucked up. And yes, I totally fucking ship MANYUDA and Tsuburagi. I ship that shit, especially since Tsuburagi is we're not going to see it in the manga, or in the anime this season, but I gotta spoil it. Especially when you see her in the hospital taking care of MANYUDA. Oh god, it's so cute. But yeah, I really... you fucking almost had it perfectly. It's just annoying. But I understand why that they feel this kind of attraction to each other, even though it's fucked up. Or at least it's because they are the same, as it was said. So we're skipping pages 30 and 31 and just going straight to the bottom of 32 of page 32 of chapter 27. And again, I understand they're rushing this because next episode is the final episode. Oh, the imagery. Oh my god, how they're doing the president and Yumiko's conversation is so cool. Because in the manga, all it is, it's black. But here, I love how they're like transporting them to space. It's so fucking cool. I love it. I know they completely changed the rest of the chapter. And I thought it was going to be in chapter 28. But you know what? I'm going to forgive this. Because the way this episode ended has me so fucking hyped for next week. Because next week is the finale, I believe. But I'm worried because when I was trying to find the spot, I looked in chapter 28 with the rest of the conversation. I hope that doesn't get skipped at all and just goes straight into the gambling tower. I really am hoping so, but I kind of doubt it. I think all that content's going to be skipped. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section, what you thought of this episode. I was disappointed. The main thing I was disappointed about was there was a little bit of censorship going on, and we didn't get to see Manyuda like just put his head down and we didn't see Manyuda go into the catatonic state. We just saw him in it. That just kind of bothered me. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to contribute to my channel expansion, there's a few ways you could do that. You can donate to my PayPal, Patreon, or purchase something off my Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, follow my Twitch channel, friend me on PlayStation Network, all that in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I'll be seeing you later.